What up? What up, Black Raven? What up, that anime villain? What am I looking for? Damn, I don't even remember which scene it is. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's right. That's one that I missed. Starfield. How's everyone? How is everyone doing? Here, let's see this real quick. I don't think I got to see this whole presentation. Because, I mean... Hey, it's Wally. And they did this to a poorly remade Elton John song. I'm doing all right. Maybe I woke up and chose violence. I think I woke up and chose violence today. Oh, that's right. Let me see if he's got some whatchamadoohickey. September 6th, early access begins.
Starfield is ever so.
Oh my
close,
God! It's the Dorito Pope. I'm so hype. I can't believe he's at Gamescom.
In just over a week, fans will start to play Starfield in early access on Xbox and PC. Well, I've been lucky enough to start playing it. Don't be jealous. I'm not.
Oh, the heat has nothing to do with it.
Yes, exactly.
I love it.
Right,
I love it. I love that they showed this. Ah! This was my favorite part right here.
Disappointed. They're disappointed. That's just so disappointing. This is such a special night for so many developers. It's really disappointing to see someone act that way. But we're going to move right on with the show. We've got a lot of great games to show you. Really, it's just so sad.
It actually gives him something to say, something of substance to say.
Without further ado,
I can't believe, like,
we got a lot to show you, and the good news.
All right, so just early thoughts on Jeff Keighley. Like, to me, he has the personality of a popsicle stick after the fucking popsicle's already gone. That's it. I see nothing special about Jeff Keighley. That's just me, though.
Gamescom, as we have someone very special here who can be here to talk about Starfield. Please join me in welcoming to Opening Night Live in Gamescom for the first time ever, one of our industry's greatest creators, the director and executive producer of Bethesda Game Studios. That's right, Todd Howard, everybody.
And I'll argue that probably made this portion of the show more interesting right here.
Todd, thank you so much for coming all this way to Gamescom. We have a lot to talk about with Starfield, but first of all, is this true? This is your first ever time at Gamescom?
And this right here too is kind of why I don't really want to just jump into this like this. Oh my God. he conducts these interviews on stage like they're the most interesting things on earth. And what ends up happening is that he gets all these people with star power or something, and you can tell. So like the people with star power would be like Zack Snyder or something like that. He gets these people on stage, and then you can tell they have no connection whatsoever with the community because they have nothing interesting to say. It's funny that they can turn around and they can talk to like movie buffs or whatever, but when it comes to the gaming community, there's something about the gaming community that when other people like from like the movies industry or the music industry come into it, they get really awkward. Like they don't know what to say. You can tell who's connected, who's not connected. The exception to this would be a what is his name? It's gonna drive me up the wall. There's a few exceptions to this actually. Lance Reddick was one. Rest in peace. Gosh damn it, I can't think of his name. Is gonna drive me up the wall. Oh, what is his name? Let me see if I can find it. Constantine. Keanu Reeves. I almost said Reese Witherspoon, which is terrible on my part. And I don't blame anybody for killing me on that. But damn, Keanu Reeves, Lance Reddick, like these are just a couple of the exceptions. But whenever you bring star power into a room like this, it just becomes so cringe to me.
This is my first Gamescom, and you were right. You said how great the crowd is here, and
that's not even. That's a very small portion of the crowd clapping for him right now. By the way,
gaming to celebrate games. And I figured, you know, it is our first new franchise in over 25 years. So if I was going to come, you know, it's for Starfield.
Well, we all welcome you to Gamescom in Germany, and we're all very excited to step into this new world, Starfield, and the next week, early access. Set up people.
Paper bag hood. Ew.
Why did you want to create a new world?
You know, I think like a lot of gamers out there, we have dreamt of a game where we look at the skies and we can blast off into space and explore. We love to make games where we can explore these worlds. We've done like with the Elder Scrolls and the Fallout series, but we want to do something brand new where you could explore with complete freedom in the galaxy.
I already know that one.
Wanted to play that. We think a lot of people wanted to play as well. It's kind of that dream game.
Yeah, I wish I could talk about it, but it's quite an experience, and I know everyone here is very excited to jump in soon. You did bring some stuff to Gamescom to show to fans. I know there's a theater. Tell us, I know you've been, sharing a little bit about the game, but I know there's a lot you want people to discover when they play it. What did you bring here to Gamescom?
Yeah, it's really cool. We
Damn,
built
that
a
sucks.
300-person seat theater where we're actually showing the beginning of the game, and you start out as a miner and you touch this artifact that affects you in some way, where you see a bit into space-time, and then you get to create your own character. Our games are about creating and being whoever you want, and then you're off on adventure.
Yes.
As usual,
about,
you expect nothing less.
People were wondering kind of what the main quest line is going to be after you create your character, which is something that I know. I saw even someone on the internet this week created you, I think. Did you see that? Someone tweeted out a picture. They somehow figured
I see a lot of things on the internet. I'm not sure that's real.
Well, the thing is, I think you could literally create, whoever you want, and then enroll yourself into this adventure. And tell us about sort of how the adventure starts. What can we expect?
Well, you jump off. You're joining Constellation, which are the last kind of group of space explorers, like NASA meets Indiana Jones searching for these artifacts. But the story goes a lot of places. The game has a lot of surprises that we haven't talked about. I don't want to spoil them here. But really, really happy with how the story turned out and where it goes.
Wait, how long is this?
It's such an epic experience.
So that was the
You and your
presentation.
team have done so much for this industry.
All
and,
this to get
the
early
fact that
access,
through
which
COVID,
we will get
building this and
early
on the
access
other end,
September
we're
6th.
so excited for everyone to get a chance to play it. So thank you for all you've done for our industry, Todd. Everyone, Todd Howard.
Thank you. Can't wait for you to play the game.
Thanks so much, Todd. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely riveting.
Xbox has
Really riveting here. Gotta love it. What is this? So this is Gamescom, the second half, so day 1 of Gamescom. How far is this? Oh yeah, that's right.
They played our previous games where you can kind of make the
I do have a question, and we almost ruined it.
This is E3. I'm sorry. This is E3. I don't care what anybody says. I don't want to say that Todd Howard made it E3, or not Todd Howard. Jeff Keighley made it E3 either. But man, that's E3. That is E3 in a nutshell. Don't worry, I'm gonna get on Smash in a minute too. You know what I didn't do? I didn't fucking pop out chat for whatchamadoohickey. I was supposed to pop out chat. There we go. Pop out chat. Okay. This is E3.
So I was watching.
This is what E3 looks like.
You almost ruined it.
I didn't know.
The question is, we announced last night that Gemma Chan is a character in the Season of Blood. What is the name of that character, the vampire hunter who is going to guide you through your journey of the Season of Blood?
We did get close to that then, huh?
We did.
Yeah, well, maybe people weren't listening.
I
Maybe
dodged it. I dodged.
There you go. Well, the people someone who's going to get that right in chat is actually going to be winning an Xbox Series X Diablo 4
Nice.
console.
Awesome.
So don't mess about with
Wait,
that.
people
If you don't win
actually-
it, write in the
'cause
chat for me, please.
I
So
don't
Chris,
have it
we'll go back to
anymore.
you now,
Well, I
Jan.
still own it.
With Season of the Malignant in full swing and thoroughly on quick resume on my console as well. I want to know, with the approach of Season of Blood coming up, what have you learned so far from the reactions of this first season?
That your game
So
sucks.
player feedback has been very important to the team. So throughout development, and obviously as we kind of got through launch, we've been very keen on understanding what are the emergent themes, what are the things that the pain points that players are experiencing, and how do we fold those fixes into our future seasons. And so for season 2, there are a number of quality of life improvements that we'll be adding, in addition to all the really cool content. So a few examples: inventory space with gems in particular has been.
Because I do find myself going back.
Yeah,
like,
inventory
quite often going,
space
I like
sucks
to
in that
use
game.
them, but you just need to
Like,
get
I
up
found
there.
myself
I like
dropping
picking up
more
the
items in this
you wanna
game
get to
than
high level, I'm not just
I
picking up
do
the
in any
yellow
other
stuff or the
game.
red. I'm getting everything. So
Yeah.
that's a good one to know.
Yeah, so we'll be making some changes there to make that easier for players to manage. Similarly, there's some improvements around our resistances system, like how
All
we
right.
manage resistances and vulnerable for
It's Smash
for
time.
players. So yeah, just always trying to look to improve, take stock of the things that are pain points and how do we make that better for the future.
I think the Renown system is something that's a real great example of that as we go through the different seasons. So at launch, the Renown system, which was go do all these different things in the world. Well, when at launch, we intended for you to do everything every season.
Yeah.
And we heard lots of feedback in the preseason, oh, we don't want to find the altars of Lilith. Oh, we don't want to clear the map again. So for season 1, we made a fix, and now you took that with you. Now during season 1, we're hearing oh, we don't what if we completed it? Just mark it completed and let us
If
move
I've got
on.
my shrines, let me keep the shrines,
Yeah,
please.
let me
yeah.
and the side quests and so that's what we're doing for season 2. Is that all that renown is coming forward? So whether you did it on the internal realm, did it on the seasonal realm, it'll be done in season
So the
2.
completionists are thrilled.
Yeah, so they'll start season 2 with all those Paragon points, all those ovals. It'll be so much better.
Oh, amazing. That sounds fantastic. In fact, I want to come back to you, Rod, on this bit as well as improving those bits and pieces throughout the seasons, as you've mentioned. You're also, and have announced that you're working on the end game experience in Diablo 4. So I wonder if you can tell me a little bit more about that. I'll be totally transparent. I'm not there yet myself because I'm still doing all the bits on the side. I get very, very interested. So what is the end game experience and how's it improving?
Well, the end game experience is that part we talk about generally from level 50 to level 100. So usually when you play the campaign, you finish about the mid 40s to early 50s. And so one of the things we want to do is, as we've been, looking at
your campaign isn't very long either. Well, I don't know.
That end game, give people more things to do, and we're doing that for season 2. We're introducing these 5 additional end game bosses that, along the way, that you have these milestones that to start at level 55, and as you go up, you have a new boss to go after. And
that's why. Hold on.
Challenge. But what's really cool about them is that they actually will drop uniques, and our Uber uniques, which have a very low drop rate, these have a much higher drop rate of those, things those unique things that can really make your build shine. And so that's going to be really exciting to be able to go and farm those uniques from those bosses. And it even leads into season 3. We're not really talking that much about season 3.
Oh, darn it! I'll just go then.
But no, we've already talked about leaderboards, and that's something.
Dave, this is seriously just a Diablo panel. Then I don't care about it.
Into the Xbox One era, we realized, we needed to take the next step for independent developers. So I was one of the people who helped co-found the ID program way back in the day, 10 years ago now.
We were seeing an opportunity where more independent developers could actually bring their games without having a publisher.
Back in the day, it was really hard to get dev kits. To get games on Xbox, developers needed kits. And so we made a commitment early on that every developer is going to get access to 2 dev kits at no charge.
Ooh,
Isabella,
if we
could do those things, make it easy to ship, enable developers to do what they want, to be their own publishers. We knew that we would be giving Xbox players access to this amazing variety of content, and we knew that Xbox players would respond. The next thing was to go to
Oh wow, that actually hit me.
Here we are. It's that time of the year again. Cologne, Germany for
like that's
Gamescom.
all that the CPU is doing.
We had more than 1,000 people apply in the first hour after we announced it until the website crashed. I think the big thing that we understood by the end of the show was
Isabella's whooping my ass, huh?
So much work to do.
Boom! That'll slow him down.
We wanted a program that made sure that people who we had never heard of would be able to come to Xbox and have fantastic success. And so whether you were a long-standing developer or whether you were 2 brothers in Canada who had a bonkers idea to hand draw every frame of a video game, we wanted to make sure Xbox was there for you.
Our original team started off with my brother Jared Moldenhauer and I always wanting to make the game. And as we got through some initial ideas and some initial concepts and how the game was going to go, we pulled in my wife, Maya Moldenhauer, and we started as this small, tight-knit team and expanded from there.
Studio AMD-HR at the time, was a wonderful small family based in Canada who had this amazing game.
They had a vision for a game that's unlike any game anybody's ever made before. You can say, oh, there's been run and gun games before. There've been hand-drawn games before. Nobody ever thought to put them together the way they did.
The art style of Cuphead was influenced heavily by the 1930s rubber hose cartoons. So we took that art style and married it with the retro games from the 1980s era that we grew up and loved. Marrying those two together, Cuphead was the byproduct.
Well, this is easy.
It's beautiful. It's also very challenging.
It was less a choice of us wanting to make the game hard just to make it hard, and more of the fact that Cuphead had to be hard to be a fun game. We had to love every aspect of what we were doing, and that means every creative decision had to be something we truly loved.
Nasty.
The thing that stands out in my mind was we were down in LA at E3 and we were announcing Cuphead. They announced the date and everybody goes crazy. It was just such an amazing moment.
That feeling is still very raw. I almost get choked up sometimes when we talk about it because, we talk about how we had put so much on the line. To step foot on that stage and not know whether or not we would ever even make our money back, whether or not we would ever be able to make another game, To see the fans' response to that announcement changed the course of our lives.
They've had so much success now. You can get a marionette. You can watch a Netflix
I'll take
show,
that death.
You can get like a pencil case. It's so cool to see Cuphead everywhere. But in a lot of ways, it was kind of like the prototypical, what we were hoping was going to happen when ID at Xbox started.
Hello all, thank you for coming to this very important informational meeting.
The first time I heard about ID at Xbox, I was doing Thimbleweed Park. Prior to then, it was really kind of just me. Things like Steam or a Black
Oh wow, did I
Box.
kill myself? I did.
Forums, you put a game up there. We didn't have a ton of money for things like marketing PR, but we were invited to a whole lot of events that ID and Xbox was putting on, ability to show our game. They gave us, nice placement on the dashboard and things like that. So it was really good.
One of the key things of ID at Xbox is listen to the developers. When we want to get great games to players, the way you do that is by listening to developers and making sure you're making a program that works for them.
Game blouses.
It's an independent title. The 4 founders really wanted to venture out on their own, start their own project, take ownership over every part of development. When the original team was building out the game, they were really looking for a creative partner to work with to execute on that vision and also give them a little room. And ID at Xbox stepped in.
Wait, what
said,
is this?
Hey, we want you to make whatever you want to make, and we're going to give you the resources.
I guess I don't understand what that game was. What was that?
There. That's where.
So type.
God, every time I see an Xbox game, and it's sad to say, it's called SteamWorld Build. It looks like another version of what the fuck was that game called? It's gonna drive me up the wall. I cannot think straight at the moment. Damn. It'll come to me, I swear it will.
Now is
some of these games that Xbox develops, I question them
part of the
heavily.
process. And
Because I want to see them stay in the
More about
race.
the art style because it's not.
for our launching date.
What is this called?
Make sure that we balance everything. The team got bigger, it's nice. Now we're 22, we're super happy. But when you are a few people, it takes time before it just develops. And yes, there was some changes here and there, but it's just normal through game development, and we're pretty happy of where we are right now currently.
That sounds so amazing. So Nicolas, finally, when can the community get their hands on the game? So when can we start playing?
Yes, so we're an online game, so we'll need help and feedback of player before our launching date. So early next year, we will clearly have some moments where we'll need players to come in.
Oh my
and
gosh, I'm
players,
so
please
stupid.
all come in, go subscribe on 33immortals.com, and you can join our Discord as well to join the community. And it's going to be great. We need people, we need feedback. We want to do the game for the community as well and for the people. And it's going to be good for us to just make sure that we balance everything out properly. Early next year, it's going to be great, and then we'll ship later next year as well.
That sounds so amazing. Nicolas, thank you so much for being here and for sharing all the information about 33 Immortals, and I really can't wait to start playing myself.
Subscribe.
I will. I was just taking notes, and you will see me on the Discord, trust me.
Excellent.
So, we've got more in store today, including a chat with Phil Spencer, new updates from Microsoft Flight Sim,
Ooh,
and a
Phil
world premiere
Spencer.
you've just gotta see. But first, here's Benny
Damn,
with
I
a
missed
quick
that
look at
hardcore.
the Xbox Boost Tour we've got coming up tomorrow.
Welcome to the world's largest Xbox playground. At more than 45,000 square feet, this booth is not only 4 times the size of what we brought last year, but it's also the ultimate Xbox Gamescom fan experience. We've got a lot
Okay,
more
hold
in
on.
store tomorrow
What's
with a
going on?
full booth tour.
To have you back at Gamescom this year with Flight Simulator. You guys have really been
Flight Simulator. Like I said, they'll sim you to death. They will sim you to death. What is this?
Of storytelling and strategy.
Age of Empires 4.
Oh, Age of Empires. I haven't played Age of Empires in
Classic
forever.
Matchup. Honestly, you know, I've said this before. If you watch the videos, as an RTS player, I should say, as an RTS developer that's working, was near.
There's really not that much interesting things going on in the interview panels. Oh, of course, here we go.
Really like Remnant 2.
Yeah.
It's a great game to play with friends.
Oh, you did not do that. Oh, he did not compare this game to Remnant 2. You don't know. Absolutely not. Absolutely
On
not.
the way out here, I'm playing a game called Fist, which is in Game Pass.
Yep.
It's a really nice platform. We did a take home 2 weeks ago where we got the kind of the opening of the game. Looked fantastic. I'm a huge motorsport fan.
Yep.
And I'd say Turn 10 for us for a long time in our first party has really been a technical showcase. Like Chris Tector, the team on the tech side, the stuff that they get the most out of the hardware,
Yeah.
I think, of any of our first party teams. They just like, that's their focus, along with building a great racing simulator. And the game looks fantastic. And I can't wait for people to get to play. The ray tracing on track looks great. Giving people some options. You'll see all that as they kind of talk about more of the game. But Motorsport is tried like something that one of those franchises I've played since the beginning, and I can't wait for the full release.
Staple, huh?
Yeah.
It's Motorsport is chef's kiss.
Well, like kudos to Turn 10. They started with Motorsport, expanded to Horizon, so now they built like a sibling franchise to Motorsport.
Yep.
You know, they've just done such a really good job of growing the relevance of Forza, both for simulation and arcade players. Great job.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Phil, I know one of the things in chat, and many of the fans really appreciate about you, is how much you love to play the games themselves. So, I know just over here, if you can't see behind me, we've got the Stalker 2 demo, and you've taken that for a spin as well. It's been 16 years since the original, so can you tell us what stood out to you?
Yeah, you know, Stalker, if you played the first game, has
Holy crap!
kind of a
Whoa!
unique setting.
Oh
and
my
story,
goodness,
and it's
that
really
threw me
nice
all the
to
way
see
off.
What they've done in this build of continuing the lore of what Stalker is about, what your role is in the world, and kind of how the world invites you into what your role is and your kind of task. I'm trying to do this without kind of spoiling too much. But,
You can spoil if you want.
No,
You're gonna get in trouble
it's
with
their game.
yourself.
Like I don't want to do that. But I'll also say, you know, they're a dev that spends a lot of time perfecting the game in terms of the technology. I think they're still on that track.
Yeah.
Like they're still, obviously the game's not done. So it's, but yeah, I just love that they've done a good job moving the Stalker kind of world forward, but being very tried and true to what Stalker's about.
Yeah, for sure. And to be totally honest, even under the best circumstances in games development, it's super tough. But for GSC, obviously,
Gee, that
it's a
took
bit
me
more
forever
complex.
just to
There's
get that one
people
off.
there, so I want to know, what does it mean to you to see these guys get here and get a demo out the door?
Yeah, you know, I've stayed in touch with the team over the years, and especially as you say, like the last couple of years, it's an emotional thing, right? Like you almost
Damn it.
feel
Every time that map
asking
flips
them
upside
about how
down,
their
it
game is.
throws me off.
When you think about the world and what that they live in, and what that studio has gone through and really continues to go through. I think for them, I see, and they've talked about this when I've talked to them, that building the game has kind of been a refuge in a way, and it's cool to see that. You know, I hope it never gets replicated again in terms of something that has to happen. But I'll say for the team, the fact that they're here, I was playing, they were literally pushing a new build right as I was playing that build. So their attention to wanting to put their best foot forward, even under the most difficult circumstances. I have a ton of confidence in them, and they're on that journey. But it's, you know, it's an emotional thing when you're talking to a team that's going through. I don't want to talk about it in past tense, what that team is going through. So it's really special to me that they're here and that gaming can be part of how they're getting through it.
Yeah, for sure. And as well as being here, there are so many communities for so many different games.
Yeah.
There are extras. You've got Sea Thieves. I'm doing it again. Sea Thieves over there. You've got an ESO over there.
They can't see it, you know.
No, I know. I'm just
There's actually nothing over
I'm
there.
telling you
It's
where
like
they all are
It's
instead.
empty, like there's nothing here. And you're just
It's
like
not a
pointing
green
at
screen, it's an illusion.
the grounded communities over there. It's actually not.
But what's it like for you to see all of these communities come together?
Community and
Nasty.
gaming to me are linked. Like
Yeah,
it's
100%.
from my early days of literally going to the arcade. I'm the old guy, but like that's the only way I could play that and Pong at my house. That's how I play video games. And there was a community in the arcade of like, hey, what's the new hot console? Not video game console, but actually arcade console cabinet that you're going to go play. And I love that today those communities, they're still physical. Like you asked, why are we here at Gamescom? Because we have a fan fest tonight.
Indeed,
it's going to be awesome with the local community, the people that are here, but also the virtual communities. And I think it's one of the unique things in video games that video games can connect people across geographies, across races, religions. Like it is just a connector of people.
It's
And when
fine
a game,
so far, I guess. I mean, I'm
grounded, like a
practicing
sim.
online.
So many of our games now have these Elder Scrolls Online, which has a big over there has a big presence on our show floor.
And they've got a really nice table in there as
They
well.
do that big round table.
A
It's something
really
I built.
nice table. It's another one of the things on my list to see if I can pilfer. I won't lie to
Oh,
you.
we should steal that.
Yeah, we should.
But the thing, I also want to make sure on the community side, it's not just about multiplayer games. Like you find, like think about Skyrim.
Yeah.
You know, Skyrim has an amazing community around it, and it's not because there's a bunch of PvP or PvE, right? It's people come together for their shared love of the world and the characters and the lore and their role in that.
Come on.
I just think that's a very special part of gaming, and it's a privilege, I guess, for us at Xbox to have some franchises that are a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And this,
Damn.
what we're seeing here is, I think it fully opens to the public.
I
tomorrow
actually
at all,
took
so-
I took her all the way to the end and I still lost. The map flipped upside down like twice on me.
But yeah, no, yeah, like the people know. Like today is what, the press day, right? Is that what they call it? I don't know if that's an official name. I should know, but I don't know.
Yeah, press day, not impressive. Ha, see what I did there? I don't know. I almost wonder if I should do it. Wait, is that a Walker Texas Ranger game? Goodness gracious, I'm gonna have to look at that for a second. Why do they keep giving me princesses to... Yo, what's going on, Hollow Boy? How you doing? Oh, it's this map. Ooh, nasty. There we go. Jeez. Took me long enough. Oh, get no! Why? Maybe because Bay hates. Bayo hates formal princess. Yeah, right. Oh wait, did I? Nope, going this way. Stupid Toad. Whoopsies. Wait, this is your favorite Mario music? I love Paper Mario, period, so. Oh, I went the wrong way. Crap. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Wow, really? Oh, wow. That's crazy. There we go. Jeez, that's the for sure shot right there. You're done for. You got enough. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. Yeah, I'll open up a room if y'all want. Wait, did I kill myself in that too? That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Seriously, is there really a Walker Texas Ranger game? That's crazy. I'm curious. I gotta see it.
Now we're only just past the halfway point and 2023 is already a pretty terrific year for gaming. Street Fighter 6 turned out way better than anyone imagined. The Resident Evil 4 remake improved on its predecessor in many
I'm gonna make
I'm
gonna make an online arena.
Expectations, as baffling as that is to say. You know what, this year definitely has also had its fair share of disappointments. So let's take a look at them today. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are the 10 worst video games of 2023 so far. Number 10, Stray Blade. Now, after the Souls-like subgenre skyrocketed in popularity, barely 5 minutes went by before a batch of Dark Souls clones came out on the scene. Unsurprisingly, few of these copycats, if any, came close to matching Hidetaka Miyazaki's work, and unfortunately 2023's Stray Blade fits into this bracket. What makes this dud so frustrating is the fact that it could have been something special. Rather than duplicating From Software's aesthetic and atmosphere, Stray Blade only takes the core concept. Instead of making everything atmospheric, dark and cryptic, Point Blank's indie is filled with vivid colour, charismatic characters and charming performances. Unfortunately, this Souls-like is let down by, of all things, the Souls-like part. As simple as the combat should be, facing enemies is a drag due to the imprecise fighting mechanics and rather sluggish gameplay.
Alright, password is 123 if you want to jump in.
Die repeatedly through no fault of their own. If a bit more time was spent removing these glitches and refining the gameplay, Stray Blade would have been a lot of fun, and could have served as a nice gateway game for more hardcore Souls titles. Number 9. Wanted Dead. In Wanted Dead, hardened Hong Kong officer Lieutenant Hannah Stone must lead her police squad against a zombie invasion. As generic as this hybrid hack-and-slash shooter sounds, it's nothing like how it seems, but not in a good way. You see, Wanted Dead contains anime scenes, noodle-munching contests, 2D bullet hell sequences, claw machine minigames, karaoke tournaments, and a ton of meme references. And even though it's commendable how this cyberpunk title tries to bring so much variety to its gameplay, it ultimately falls flat. Although some games like Horace, What Remains of Edith Finch, and the Yakuza titles successfully blend together numerous genres, that's not the case here. Many
Room ID is C15GC, password is 123.
They still jar with
if
the
y'all want to
serious
jump
tone of the
in.
overarching narrative. Half the time, the Family Guy-like cutaways have no bearing on the plot and seem inserted for the sake of being wacky. And speaking of the plot, the key players don't seem bothered that there's an undead uprising taking place at all. And because our so-called heroes don't give a toss about what's happening, how are the players going to stay invested? Number 8. Colossal Cave. Never did humanity think a day would come when Colossal Cave Adventure, a video game from 1976, would be remade for the current age. And those unfamiliar with the archaic text-based saga can't help being a little curious to see how the developers of today recreated a video game that predates the years by nearly a decade. Although 2023's Colossal Cave still involves collecting treasure whilst avoiding serpents, greedy dwarves, and fire-breathing dragons, the gameplay is massively different, since players can see their surroundings this time. Back in the day, gamers had to rely on their imagination, can you believe it? Which sounds fun, right? Well, it would have been if Colossal Cave came out, I don't know, about 25 years ago. This version is so bereft of content and features, it would have been considered average if released in the PS1 era. Now, although it seems mean to punch down on a reboot of a property that's nearly half a century old, Colossal Cave just really doesn't have much to offer, not even for nostalgists. If cave exploration titles are your cup of tea, well, you should check out the vastly superior SteamWorld Dig or Spelunky series instead. Number 7. Nadir, a grimdark deck builder. In Nadir, a grimdark deck builder,
I messed up.
Joan of Arc, for some reason,
Nasty.
descends through the bowels of hell, where she battles demons in the ancient art of card fighting. Players are rewarded with more complex cards upon each victory, which must then be used tactically to defeat more powerful enemies. And because this game focuses on stacked status effects like bleeding and counter, players need to rely on strategy much more than brute force, making it pretty satisfying when they triumph. Now, if any of these details pique your interest, be forewarned, because despite starting with an overly long tutorial, little is explained when it comes to the card mechanics themselves, or upgrading the deck, or avoiding penalties. And this is all the more irritating since this game is unbearably difficult. I mean, this is hell after all, but these demons should still fight fair, right? The animations for each move are terrifyingly slow, turning the simplest deck battles into an utter slog. Although the technical errors are minor, it makes this title feel like a work in progress rather than a completed game. It may have potential, but as the very title suggests, it is fittingly woeful. Number 6. Crime Boss Roque City. The trailer for Crime Boss Roque City, and no, I will not call it anything different, you can't make me, made an instant impression thanks to its astounding cast. Because the ensemble includes the likes of Michael Madsen, Danny Trejo, Kim Basinger, Michael Rooker, Danny Glover, Vanilla Ice, and Chuck counted to infinity twice Norris, it was hard not to get pumped for this co-op shooter. But after playing it for a few minutes, it is clear that Crime Boss has no fresh ideas, instead cannibalizing elements from other titles like GTA, Payday, and Saints Row. Even though this Drek is supposedly inspired by Heat, gamers would never draw that conclusion due to the contrived storyline, meandering action, and forgettable, well, everything. The voice performances are so lifeless it sounds like the actors recorded their lines whilst being hungover, sleep-deprived, and also heavily medicated. The primitive controls make players feel like they're playing a mobile game from about, 10 years ago, and every scene is crammed with such hammy dialogue.
Wait, what is this?
It's difficult to tell whether it's intentional or just really badly written. And to add insult to injury, Crime Boss is infested with bugs. From game-breaking crashes to characters getting stuck in objects, these technical issues make the gameplay, at best, a nuisance, and at worst, borderline unplayable. Number 5, Clive Wrench. Loitering around Kickstarter limbo since 2015, Numskull's Clive Wrench finally saw the light of day this year. In this quirky platformer, the titular rabbit and monkey duo must travel through time in order to stop the nefarious Dr. Dacus. Now, based on that premise, Clive and Wrench sounds like another generic adventure title. So what does it do to stand out? Well, the short answer is nothing. This unambitious clunker steals ideas from other platformers, preventing it from carving out its own identity. The character models are such blatant rip-offs of Spyro and Crash Bandicoot's ensemble that the game feels like a bootleg. I mean, the main villain even has the same laugh as Dr. Neo Cortex. Travelling through the Wild West, China, ancient Egypt and such sounds cool, but the levels are surprisingly unimaginative, as if they were all just cobbled together at the last minute, which is deeply ironic since this project spent nearly a decade in development. And since the controls are clunky and unresponsive, this platformer couldn't even get the platforming
Wait, what is
right.
this game?
With an avalanche of superior 3D platformers available on all systems, there's no reason why any fan of this genre should waste their time with this. Number 4, The Settlers.
Anybody that wants to join the room is C15GC.
For a decade, Ubisoft thought it was high time to reboot this city-building saga. The Settlers: New Allies was intended for release in 2022, but was pushed back after its closed beta was deemed rather naff. Although delays are frustrating, this was a reassuring decision, since it demonstrated that the developers weren't going to release some half-baked dud. And then, that's exactly what they did. As magnificent as the visuals and the soundtrack are, the gameplay is just childishly simple. Because of the incompetent enemy AI, players can effortlessly defeat them in a straight fight. As such, there's little reason to build farms for food, scour for resources, and fortify structures. This means that there's no incentive to strategize in a real-time strategy game, making the existence of this game utterly pointless. Sadly, that's the tip of a very chunky iceberg. This squandered reboot suffers from a confusing map system, bugs galore, freezing, and an inconsistent save system. Not only is New Allies a massive disappointment, die-hard fans won't be able to wrap their head around how a game on a next-gen console runs less efficiently than the original did 30 years ago. Number 3, Redfall. After the triumph of Deathloop, gamers were excited to see what Arcane Studios could crank out next. And after playing Redfall, the answer is a resounding not much. Because of how unpolished this vampire-blasting shooter is, gamers will struggle to believe the guys behind Dishonored put this together. No mechanic here is without fault, whether it's the tired combat, unimaginative world design, bland characters, or the endless technical issues. And the enemy AI is so unresponsive, it nearly gives Alien's Colonial Marines a run for its money. If all of these concerns were remedied, Redfall is still a test of unendurable tedium, since the solo campaign as players take part in the same missions over and over again. And because of this repetitious gameplay, players might look forward to enemies bugging out or just getting lodged in walls, since it's one of the few times where the solo missions feel, entertaining, as unintended as it may be. Even though some of the most disappointing games have been fixed with a patch or two, Redfall, well, it looks like it's beyond saving at this point. Number 2, The Lord of the Rings: Gollum. Just look at it. That's it. That's the entry here. Just look at this. Look at this. What have they done to my ugly big-headed boy? And number 1, the Grey Hill Incident. So after playing Grey Hill Incident, it kind of feels like Refugium Games saw the terrible reviews for The Lord of the Rings Gollum and then rose to the challenge to make 2023's worst game yet. In this walking simulator, the protagonist, Ryan, teams up with a tinfoil-hatted conspirator to uncover the truth behind the alien sightings in his town. Tantalizing premise aside, Grey Hill Incident doesn't get anything right. Text are rife with spelling and grammatical errors, every actor's line delivery sounds like it was the first take, the lip syncing is, so bad that it would have been less distracting if the NPC's mouth didn't move at all, and the Greys never come across as intimidating due to their jerky animations, especially when they die. And the stealth mechanics are useless since the extraterrestrials can find Ryan no matter what precautions are taken. Even though the gameplay focuses on searching for ammo, bullets don't actually stand out whatsoever, and because of this, players stumble around in the dark hoping to find something useful by chance rather than using any observation skill. Although Grey Hill Incident is a survival horror, gamers will be too frustrated by the finicky gameplay and deplorable design to ever feel spooked. And thanks to the lack of markers, players have no idea what to do, where to go, and most importantly, why they should keep on playing. And there we go, my friends. Those were the 10 worst video games of 2023 so far. I hope that you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. As always, I've been Jules, and you can go follow me over on the Future Game Show, or FGS, where I do all of my gaming content going forward. So if you want to check out more lists and stuff like that,
Nasty.
go over to FGS. Hope you're treating yourself well with love and respect, my friend, because you deserve the bloody best. And don't let anything or anyone else tell you otherwise, or write you a massive ledge. I want you to go out there and utterly smash it today. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye.
2023 has been a pretty good year for video games so far, but that doesn't mean there haven't been some duds. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on GameRanks, the most disappointing games of 2023's first half. Starting out at number 10, it is Redfall. Now, Redfall is a big disappointment for me. I am a huge Arcane Games fan, and I wanted this to be good. It's an open-world co-op first-person shooter from the creators of Dishonored, Prey, and Deathloop. All games I really like. And the description of Redfall sounds like something that could be good in the hands of Arcane particularly, but it's really just kind of an unfinished nothing game. Some of the visuals are pretty sweet. Not anywhere near all of the visuals though. There's some things involving the vampires and even some areas of the world that look pretty cool. But for the most part, it's a pretty middling combat, alright-ish open world affair. If you had an incredible story that connected all of it together, some of it's excusable, but it doesn't. There's just nothing going on. There is technically a narrative, but man, oh man, is it ever bare bones. There's just very little going on, and I don't think there's a better way to make a game that had some promise disappoint people. But I think probably the biggest disappointment about it is just that it's an Arcane game. Really, it should be better than this. I love Arcane, and they're...
No, I don't care about Arcane.
And number 9 is
GG's.
Forspoken. This one's not quite the same.
Seriously, did I miss the Walker Texas Ranger game? Where's the Walker Texas Ranger game? Wait. Now I'm curious. You've heard of that before? I've never heard of that before. I'm so lost then.
Now we're only just...
Because I could have swore there was a Walker Texas Ranger game. Wait, is that it? Did I pass it? Hold on.
An instant impression thanks to its astounding cast, because the ensemble includes the likes of Michael Madsen, Danny Trejo, Kim Basinger, Michael Rooker, Danny Glover, Vanilla Ice, and Chuck counted to infinity twice Norris. It was...
Oh, that's why. Okay, I get it. Okay, that's why I thought it was Walker Texas Ranger game. Holy crap. Because Chuck Norris actually is in the game. See, now I gotta find the game. Has anybody been paying attention to Gamescom? Oh wow, you actually stopped that. Oh wow. Nice. There we go. Nasty. Yo, Alucard and Raven. What's going on, Sigma? Nasty. Wow. That is a nasty ass little throw. Not fucked up. I thought he was still here. Thanks for the notification about the stream. Is anybody else going to jump in here? What is it? It's just the two of us right now. Ugh. Okay, but now I know what the Chuck Norris game is. Damn, for real? See, and then it won't let me do this. I'm at the job, so yeah, I figured as much. But you probably don't get off till like 4, huh? There we go. Got him. What's up, Roxas? Nice. What up, Roxas? I still see nobody else is going to jump in here. Room number C15GC. Password is 123. Get your asses in here. So day one, Gamescom is done. And as usual, it is the same deal. We had the opening night, which was how long? It was about 3 hours, maybe. No, I think it was about 2 hours actually. 2 hours of what was it? It's 2 hours of Game Awards without Game Awards in E3. Who's excited for Little Nightmares 3? Yeah, I heard about that. 30 years though, man. He deserves it. He deserves to retire, man. He's supposed to only be an ambassador now for Mario, from what I understand. So he's while he's done voicing, I'm sure he's gonna be doing some other stuff. Like I could see him I could see him like mascotting. I think that would be pretty cool. Oh, Lucas. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about Little Nightmares, because Little Nightmares kind of bored me a little bit. I think once you played, what was it, Limbo long enough, like games like that just kind of get boring. I think he's done voicing only Mario, not voicing anything else. No, I don't know. I thought he was retired, period. That's what I thought. I thought he was just plain retired. Nasty. All right, hold on. I'm gonna do this real quick. I like the story in the universe that it takes place in. It doesn't explain the lore of Little Nightmares, and everything is up. Explanation. Ooh, man, you're gonna really get me into dick riding for From Software again. I think they're some of the greatest storytellers ever. Say what you want, but I think they are some of the greatest storytellers that ever did it. I don't know, maybe I'll give Little Nightmares another chance. Ooh. Ooh, that is nasty. Damn, I thought I dodged that. Guess I didn't. There we go. Jeez, took me long enough just to get that one out. Nasty. Oh, hold on. What does it say? All right. Okay, let's get this out. The way From Software is the best environment storytellers I'm in a game ever. There we go. Let's see what Telltale does now that they're back from the grave. Flowers have been had, but AC6 in 2 days. Yes. Spoilers. It's great, but we know that. Yeah, that's true. It's what we expect, right? But let's put this in terms of, if that's the case, everything we've ever been impressed with, right? Let's take that and say, like, Eminem, for instance, is like the greatest rapper of all time. Like, we know that. And the thing that would surprise us if he ever dropped like a really bad project, right? We'd have to take that same concept right there, Roxas, and apply it to everything that we've ever done, that we've ever noticed. Nice. AC6 is gonna rock. I'll take that loss. But yeah, we already know it. But it doesn't stop us from, like, if that's the case, then we need to, I don't know. Let me gather my thoughts real quick. Because I seem to not be the only one that woke up ready for violence today. If I have to get my thoughts, if I gather my thoughts around this very concept, right, to sit here and say, oh, spoiler alert, AC6 is going to be great, we already know From Software is great, then why the fuck do we allow these fucking stupid ass announcers to fucking sit there and praise stupidity? You see what I'm saying? I think we gave more attention to the games that deserved it. Like we talk about, like me and you talked about what we thought should be game of the year. And I said I would love to see the remake for Resident Evil 4 get it. But in reality, it's probably gonna be Baldur's Gate or fucking or Tears of the Kingdom. Mind you, Tears of the Kingdom did, like, if we want to be real, Tears of the Kingdom used half of the effort that like a Baldur's Gate did. It still had developers puzzled. Like, how the hell do you build a game that can't even run at 60 FPS and can do all of this stuff? It's like, by all means should be broken, and yet still it works better than half of the games that we ever put out. I think if we were to take the logic that we take for like a From Software or a Tears of the Kingdom, and we apply it to every other game, and we applied it to and other people would apply it to how they created content, I think we would get more attention. We would bring more attention to everything that we complain about, like not having complete games or having microtransactions set in the game. Oh, here's a fun fact too. Street Fighter 6 came out, and it's one of the greatest Street Fighters I've played in a long time, and nobody says shit about the microtransactions in that fucking game. So then we have to take that, and then we have to look at how we gauge microtransactions and then apply it to that. But we won't, because when we see something that we like, we say fuck it for we say fuck everything that we've ever complained about on that, and then go in and then not keep that same energy for the other games. So if you're gonna hate microtransactions, then ultimately you have to hate Street Fighter 6 too, because it's filled with microtransactions, regardless of whether or not it has regardless of whether or not it has the items in there affect the strength of the character or not. Amari Shorts, what's going on? So I think that's like one of the problems that I have, and then you take it up to these into these panels, into these interview panels, which is one of the things I know I'm gonna have an issue with in Gamescom, is the interview panels, because nobody will go up in there and talk crazy. I would love to see people go up on those panels, like post-show or pre-shows, and just talk crazy and just say what everybody else is thinking. Like, yo, do you really all think that these games are great? And that's what should have been happening in the last 6-7 years, but nobody was doing that. And you'll never get that, because at the end of the day, you have too many people willing to shill for these companies rather than actually give them criticism. Give them valid criticisms for their games. Look at Diablo 4 right now. Diablo 4 is suffering hardcore with all the microtransactions, and every time that they make a fix on their game, it's not actually fixing it. They're going backwards with it. So it's like, where are we going to keep the same energy at with this? And then we'll bring up the conversation that we were having earlier about Jeff Keighley. Jeff Keighley doesn't help shit. Jeff Keighley, for the better part of the last decade, has just been showing his face and using his face as star fucking power. Like, what the fuck do you do for the gaming industry exactly besides show your face? How much money are you willing to put up for Gamescom besides a plane ticket? How much money are you willing to put up for better games to be developed? What are you doing? How are you moving shit forward? So fuck Jeff Keighley. I don't give a fuck about him. I don't watch Gamecoms or anything else to see him. I want to see what games you got announced. And that's part of the reason why I say stop these showcases from happening. Because if you have too many showcases and not enough games, then maybe there's an imbalance in the field here, and we need to actually pay attention to what people are actually looking for to keep the games industry going. No, Diablo 4 is suffering because it literally tricks the customer into buying micro. Well, but that's what I'm saying. But every time they claim to make a fix, they're actually not fixing it. They're making it worse. I'm just saying, keep the same energy. But we've seen that happen with Comic-Con too. And I'm hoping for the best for them when they do their little boat showcase, their little boat event. Cause then that would just be a new way to have that would be a brand spanking new way to have a convention. No, I went the wrong way. There we go. Nasty. Nasty. Recovered just to die. Nasty. Damn, I fucked up hard there. That's all right. I'll take that. I'll take the fuck up. Jeff really got you feeling a certain way at Gamescom. It's fine. Let Gamescom be like E3 for opening day. It's one of the only places besides PAX where the public can play all these games. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, here's my deal. Let's say I am a fan of, a fan of Jeff Keighley, right? Do I need him? Do I actually need him to make the show for me? I don't. If you tell me that I can go to Gamescom and I can play these games and Jeff Keighley is never a thing, what does that affect me? That doesn't bring any kind of joy to me. Do you know what you know what brings joy? When you have games to show at Gamescom. If you have a Gamescom and there's no games, then what? I looked at the numbers before I got on. So I looked at the numbers before I got on. It's like every part of their show, their floor. And truth be told, the indie spot for the better part of like the last 3 years, the indie part of the floor has been like the biggest part in the Gamescom space. So then what does that tell you there? Hi, I'm new to the stream. What's going on, Jerry Pickleman? Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. How are you? Okay, here's another thing that you said earlier that kind of got me steamed up a little bit. So you said it's not about us, it's about the people that's there. But if you discredit the people that's watching, then what? The fact that you're even able to watch Gamescom at all is a blessing in itself. So how are we looking at just the people that's there? I don't see Jeff Keighley as a bonus. You know who I see as a bonus is Reggie Fils-Aimé was a bonus. And for the better part, because I know I've been like really, I've been really hard on, I've been extremely hard on Phil Spencer, but for the better part, I think Phil Spencer is a bonus. I don't think that Jeff Keighley is a bonus to anything. Like I said, you can't even run your Summer's Game Fest. You can't even run your your Summer's Game Fest properly. Jerry, if you want to jump in the room too, the room code is the room ID is 715GC and the password is 123. If you want to jump in, it's up to you. If you just want to spectate, then I mean, it's like every Microsoft presentation, bro. They show these random shooters in one new experimental game, which is true. That's very true. It's the same as SDCC is it for you or for the people that are going to the panels hunting for exclusives, and I'm the experience. Gamescom is used outside the com for reveals, but that's not what the show we know what the show is for. The show is ultimately, I don't have Smash. Okay. We know what the show is for. We know it's there for people to go out on the floor and experience the games. We get that. Jeff trying to be Reggie. He wishes he could be Reggie. Reggie Fils-Aimé is the one of the few at the top. Why do we praise him so much? The fact of the matter is that he actually took the time to actually relate to the players at hand. Regardless of what you say about the Wii U sucked, yes. But at least he was still there memeing it up with us. He was there in the experience, and I think that's why I think that's part of the reason why. I think that's why Phil Spencer, for how I make fun of him, he does the same thing. He just doesn't meme it up with us. I think that's his biggest issue. I think if Phil Spencer could meme it up, because he looks like he could meme, I think he would be like, he's just like one pie short. He's just one slice short of a pie. Whoopsies. I'm sorry, but Jeff Keighley is not an exclusive to me. I want to see what the numbers do for this game comms though, for this Gamescom. When it comes to like which part of the floor that people are on the most this year. Ooh, I messed up hardcore there. I fucked up hard there. There we go. Ooh. Nasty. Hold on. Yeah, but that's how we feel about Keighley. We don't know if people at the con appreciate it or not, and won't know till the kickback. And he was there last year too. Last year, so either it's early or it was okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I know. I think it's time. Like, all right. So here's a question: do we believe that every time that we get a hype moment in the gaming space that we've peaked, that somewhere, like, how do I ask this question? Do we believe that, and that we have peak moments in the gaming space every time something new happens? Like every time like let's say like Jeff Keighley comes, every time Jeff Keighley comes around, right? Or when Jeff Keighley came around, do we believe that that was like a peak moment? And like we peak every so often, and then we go through like these like really dull dry spells in the industry, and then we have to wait for something new to come out. That is nasty. Oh, damn it, I fucked up. Ooh, look at you. There we go. Nasty. Hold on. Oh, by the way, the sound's coming in loud and clear, so maybe it was a hardware or software issue. I think it was the capture card itself, because I switched over. So what happened is yesterday I switched over from the Switch to the PlayStation 5, and that's what fixed it. So I think I need to just rework out some of how I am or how things are going, and then I think or how I have it hooked up. And I need to make sure before I actually get on. No, that wasn't peak. That was the show wanting to do more things, aka when Twilight went to SDCC. I don't think that was the peak for us though. Like maybe for SDCC maybe, but I don't think that was a peak for us. I think Gamescom sees an opportunity. They want a wider audience. The core of the show is still the same. Oh yeah, the sound is good. I never thought Jeff Keighley was really hyped. That's what I'm saying. Like, Jeff Keighley has the personality of a popsicle stick after the popsicle's already gone off of the stick. That's his personality. All he does, go out on stage and present things, do interviews, which he could hire other people to do that would probably have way better personalities than him. Like 100%. But it just looks nasty because like every show that he makes, he seems to have to be the face on it. And then not only that, but then he has to I don't know what he's trying to accomplish, to be honest. I really don't. I feel like he doesn't know how to improvise. I hope he knows that people at the shows are younger than him. No, I'm saying the Twilight wasn't peak, but it was a different avenue, and it worked out for SDCC for like 10 years. Yeah, but then eventually things are gonna get quiet, right? Like what is it? Is it Newton's law where everything that goes up must come down? And that's kind of what happened this year, because nobody ever thought that the writer's strike would be this big because of everything going on. And I think that really caused SDCC to suffer, because even the guy that used to work and on the board said it, like, these guys aren't in touch with them. So Hollow Boy, what you're saying is, as far as like, I wonder if he knows that the audience is older or is younger than him. I don't know how much and how actually in touch he is with the audience, because like I said, he has the personality of a popsicle stick after the popsicle is already gone. And so then he'll use his influence to bring in star power, because, you know, you're right, a business for the lack of saying is to reach a broader audience. So once it already has its audience, its core audience, it stops giving a fuck about that core audience so that it can push out and expand into new avenues, partially because it already knows that it has you. That's actually incorrect. Most gamers are a average of 36. Unfortunately? Why is that unfortunate? Or are you talking about what I was just saying? If you were talking about what I was just saying, I'll continue from here. So, when you start to look at like how a business is actually ran, then you can take that and say, well, obviously, we can take that and say, if they reach that broader audience and they stop giving a fuck about the core, then at the end of the day, what we can then look at is we can say that, oh, they only wanted the popularity to get the money. Yeah, and you need the eyes and ears to be all on you. But the problem with that is that not every eye and ear is actually going to appreciate it. And so then we start to get the watered down versions of shit, like with these games that we have, with these incomplete games, with these microtransactions that people are complaining about so much, because they found that there is a convenience. There is ultimately going to be a convenience there with this new audience, because that's what the new audience is looking for. It's looking for convenience. It's not looking for things to be a challenge like when we came up. They're looking for just the ability to have the skins that others would want to work for. They just want to be able to get it they want to be able to get it no matter whether it's at cost or what. What's going on, Fawful or Cacoletta? Your name is so long. I always struggle with it. But what's going on? Over 50%, also 50% of Europeans play video games, over 50%, and it's because it makes me feel old, that's all. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, still, he should be entertaining as all get out. I wouldn't want to be at a show and him just standing and talking about random shit instead of a game, or trying to make the audience laugh or something, you know. And that's funny that you say that, because the most interesting part about him being at Gamescom this year is the kids that rushed the stage just to ask for where GTA 6 was, and they were just trolling, and that was the most entertaining part. And then you just see like his like when you think his personality doesn't get any worse, then you just saying, well, it's a shame because this show is so worked on so hard by so many developers. And he's right, but if you're not there, then do we get the same actions from those people? I'm Darkspine Sonic. Oh, okay, gotcha. If he's not there, do we have that? Let me ask you something, because you're right about this, but this is a problem that we have in the industry, right? We have this problem, and you can tell me if you disagree with this or not, right, Roxas? We've been in so much of a AAA space drought in games for like the last, I'd say, almost 7 years when it comes to certain AAA things in the space, right? And so especially if you're hanging in Microsoft, or if you're hanging in the Sony space, right? Is it fair to say that if you don't have something for so long, you are so desperate for something, for anything to happen, that it's looked at as a win. Even if Jeff Keighley shows up. So like, for instance, like how often does Jeff Keighley actually show up to Gamescom, right? If he was only there the last couple of years, then what? And I'd argue, why wasn't he there before? If Gamescom was so big, why wasn't he there before? How often does he go? And if he continues to go, will it dilute the show like he does everywhere else? Are we just that desperate for a win in the space, and we're not really holding what needs to be held to accountable, or we're not holding accountability to what needs to be held accountable? I'd say you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but that's just what it seems like. Like, we are so desperate, even a face will do something in the gaming industry. Because let's be real, like, it's been boring. Unless you're like into the indie space or Nintendo, it's been really boring. Like, so much so that Sony relies heavily on some random guy. Who's some random guy? What's going on? What's happening, especially? I don't think it's too early. I think we're well into the years of that, man. I think it's fair for that question to be asked. I think we're in the place where we can actually ask that now. I think it depends on what you're looking at. At Gamescom, or the whole gaming space. All right, because you know more about Gamescom than I do. Okay, how old is Gamescom? ID is C15GC. Password is 123. Because we have to look at how old Gamescom is. If we don't look at that, then I could easily say that you're right. If it's depending on what your answer is. If it's like a couple of years old, then yeah, maybe it's too early. I think almost a decade, then it's more than fair. It is more than fair to ask that question in. I honestly think it's more than fair to ask that question now. If it is a decade old, because that's like saying, was it in question that that's like saying, is it too soon to know whether E3 should have died or not? And E3 is way older than that. Damn, I wasn't trying to roll. Nasty. Ooh, nice. Damn, I thought I had my bubble up. I mean, I'm saying it is too soon to say Keighley is making a difference, having the show be better or not. I don't know. Oh, no. I think we're more than fair. We're more than fair on that one too. If Keighley has been in the game long enough to where we can determine whether or not he makes a show better or worse. He has not only done the Games Awards, but he's been at E3. He's also been at other events too. So I think it is so fair. I think it is beyond fair whether or not we can gauge whether he makes a show worse or not. And I would easily argue that because all of his shows damn near look the same, like we can't gauge that unless he has enough experience in the industry for us to actually say that. So I think it's more than fair to say whether or not he makes a show actually worse. Like, if you want to be objective, like numbers wise, like he'll probably bring in quite a few numbers because he had quite a few numbers going off of just regular viewership alone. But when you look at like his career in totality, like what has he really done besides, like, wasn't he on G4 at one point too? Could have swore he was on G4 at one point. So he's had long enough for us to gauge that. It's a different audience, a different country, but the audience still pays. Listen, the audience still pays attention to everything that happens here, though, right? Am I wrong for saying that? Damn. Nah, I'll take that loss. Okay. All right, Funky, go ahead and get on in here because I gotta pay attention to this. Okay, so no, you're not wrong, but then why get him and Reggie and not, I don't know, the president of Sony? Because Sony, all right. Whew! You're gonna get me fired up here. I love it. 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 Hold on, real quick. All right, so why not get the president of Sony? Let me ask you this. Where has Sony's president been? And what has Sony's president done? You want to tell me that? There's a lot of reasons why I ask if we see like peak moments. Because I think Keighley's peak moment was, I think his peak moment was from the very beginning of Games Awards. That's what I think. And if you want to talk about Reggie Fils-Aimé, the fact that he can come out of retirement and still care that much about games. He has come out of retirement like what, twice? Because he wanted to, he tried to buy stake in GameStop to prevent GameStop from going under. And then he comes out every so often and like in the Game Awards and everything like that. Like, it is more hype to see him because he has more of a fucking personality, for one. And two, we've seen what he's done in the industry. Where's the comparison at there? If we see what a person does. And then I argue, because I said this a little bit ago, that Phil Spencer is just one slice short of a pie. If Phil Spencer had that oomph, he'd be another Reggie Fils-Aimé, I would argue. Then we definitely would not need a Jeff Keighley. Like, Jeff Keighley wouldn't be a conversation it wouldn't even be a topic of our conversations then. Wait, who are you playing as? And if Jeff Keighley paid them big bucks to be there, then that really brings up the topic of what has he really done? He's paying for himself to be there. I think, and if I got to be real, I think Germany deserves better. I think they deserve way better. I think Reggie Fils-Aimé would have been good enough. I just think they deserve better. I think that the industry as a whole deserves better than what we've been getting from a Jeff Keighley. The fact that how is it here? Let me put it to you this way. How is it that E3 dies and you still try to go with the same E3 bullshit model that's been happening? Here's another thing. Everybody, like, Nintendo is everybody's granddaddy at this point because everybody is trying to still get the same energy as a Direct, and they can't do it. That's a good question. Who is willing to do it? I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about in this last one. You're gonna have to break this down to me. I have no idea where the Sony president is, but I do know this is by the numbers. By far, Sony is the least choice. 43 out of the 46 European countries, out of a population where over 50% play. Are you saying that Sony is least popular? And I'll question those numbers. I ultimately question those numbers because if that's the case, then Sony's sales numbers don't make sense at all. I think we really need to be careful when we start talking like statistics and stuff. Like even me, like I think we really need to be careful with that because it's really easy to misrepresent what the actual numbers are. That was a nice little grab there, Funky. Is the leading choice? What's the leading choice? The leading choice for what? What leading choice? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Leading choice for what? Sony is a leading choice for European gamers. Okay. That's what I was gonna say, like. Ooh, I was just short. Nasty. Damn, I walked right into that one. Hold on, I'll get to the chat in a minute. I thought I put my shield up. Nasty. What just happened? Oh. Nice. Nice. GG's. Anyway, let me go ahead and look at these chats real quick because I know I'm like way behind. GG's, man. Sony is a leading choice. I mean, in 2020, when they announced the Sephiroth for Smash, all the Nintendo lovers showed up just for that and left the Game Awards. At work, doing the thing, you know. Also, GG. You're thinking Joker Holla was Sephiroth was a direct if I remember, though. I could be wrong. Actually, still same different side note. Still best Smash reveal besides Sora. Also, did any Sony first party or major Sony games get announced by Keighley at Games Fest? Was that because Sony had a direct or because something else? I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know if Sony actually. Here's the thing, because here's another thing, because I don't know if Sony actually pulled out of the showcase or not. I don't know. Hold on, real quick. I don't know if he announced anything Sony wise. I'm keeping that same energy either way. Like if he starts doing this crap, the same crap that he did with Sony with Microsoft, I'm gonna look at him the same way. I'm gonna do the same thing if he does Nintendo too. I'm gonna keep looking at him the same way. Just because I disagree with how his voting system goes when it comes to the Game Awards anyway. Game Awards 2020 wasn't in person though, was it? I could have swore he was a direct too. I thought he was a direct. I really thought he was a direct character. Him and Cloud, I thought were direct characters. Thank you. Goodness gracious, that was a nasty little knockout. Game Awards on 2020 was 2021, I believe. No, 2020 wasn't. 2020, I remember that specifically because 2020 is the same time that The Last of Us Part 2 dropped, and that whole presentation was based around The Last of Us Part 2. I didn't even hear anything about Sony having like a state of play going on. Like I said, if you want to find out if Sony has a state of play, look for a Nintendo Direct, because 9 times out of 10 it's going to be headed directly behind it. See what I did there? That's what the pattern has been for the better part of like 3 years. In 2021, they reintroduced us in person. Everything was back in person 2021. But 2020 was online, and that was the same time we were all bitching about Last of Us Part 2. Wait, what did I do? I don't even know what I did. Was it bringing up the fact that they tried to set up, or I'm sorry, because they didn't try, they actually did. They set The Last of Us Part 2 up to win all the way, even though there was like other games that were so much better. Oh, the directly behind it? Oh, yeah. Am I wrong? No? I mean, every time Nintendo announces a direct, every single time there's been a state of play right behind it, minus the last year. I'll give them this past year so far. But they always do it. But they've always done it for the last, I'd say, 2 years. Directly behind Nintendo Direct, they always put up a state of play, which is crazy to me. And half of the games that they've announced aren't even coming out until next year. Like, am I the only one that does not care about a Spider-Man 2 at this moment because it's gonna be basically Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2018 combined? Or am I crazy for saying that? And am I the only one that's saying you're bringing a Spider-Man, all these Spider-Man games? Where the fuck is Wolverine? I want to see how they do with Wolverine. I'm not gonna lie, I want to see if they do it right. What, Spider-Man? Should they delay Spider-Man? Probably. I might have to agree with you on that one. I think Sony just needs to... Sony doesn't need to delay games for the same reasons that everybody else does. I think they need to delay their games because they suck at timing. Like, they suck at when to bring out their heavy hitters. Like last year, for instance, if you bring out God of War Ragnarok earlier in the year, like maybe after Elden Ring, we're having a totally different conversation by the end of the year. Maybe. But then you have to look at the quality of the two games too. Hey, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. We got more people in the match now. Yeah, they said Wolverine is 2024 in an interview, and I think that's too late. Personally, I think they need to get it in there. Oh crap, you're gonna make me fight right now. Here, I'm gonna spectate. I'll let y'all go at it. They just suck at timing. They also suck at reading the room too. Like, man, you're not giving your fanboys much of a case. But neither is Microsoft either. I mean, because who sells the rights to Call of Duty to cloud stream Call of Duty to a company that can't even run their own games? How do you do that? And you don't even own Activision Blizzard yet. How do you do it?
3, 2, 1, go!
Unless that contract states that they own Call of Duty specifically. Ooh, this is a really good match. I'm so mad about the Ubisoft bullshit still. I know it doesn't hurt us on Xbox, but it is a stupid contract. You know what? Truth be told, who gives a fuck anymore? This has gone on for too long now. How about this? Here's a revolutionary thought. Let's drop the whole fucking acquisition altogether. Let's just do that. Am I wrong? Let's just drop the whole fucking acquisition and call it a day. Spider-Man will do all right, but it won't do the numbers that they want. On a quarterly basis? No, it will not. It will not. You know what's bad? Even the fanboys couldn't justify that one. And that's saying a lot, because the fanboys will shill for every single thing that happens when it comes to anything Sony. Oh man, you should have seen. Did you watch that state of play where they were actually showing off Spider-Man 2? Like, you gotta read the comments sometime, man. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes what makes a showcase isn't in the showcase, it's in the actual audience. This is a really good fight. Like, there were so many people in there that were just like, wow, this looks just like the original Spider-Man. They have the same problem that you have with Miles Morales too. Miles Morales should have, for all intents and purposes, Miles Morales should have just been a PlayStation 5 game. But because of the way things were going, they couldn't just make it a PlayStation 5 game, right? So why is it that now you have enough PlayStation 5s to go around for people? You're in the midst of creating another version of PlayStation 5, and you mean to tell me that that game still looks the same? I'm not even just talking graphic wise either. I'm like storyline wise. Like, it just looks like it's going to be another open world Spider-Man. Just add Miles Morales and Peter Parker in the same game together. So it's hard for it's really hard for me to get hype to that game. It's hard for me to get hype for that game at all. Goodness gracious, this is a good match. This is the first time that I've seen Hala come through with, like, goodness gracious. All right, I'm gonna shut up because these guys are going at it. Oh no, Hala. This is like watching a professional match right now. Holy crap. Oh no! Hala! I don't know, man. I have played Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales, and the way I see it, I could play a game that will be good in Spider-Man, or I could play a brand new experience in BG3 or Starfield 3. So yeah, I'm skipping Spider-Man. Yeah, I gotta skip the Spider-Man. GG's to both of you. That was an amazing match. That was definitely an amazing match. Yeah, and that's saying a lot too, because I don't have a lot of faith in Starfield, and I'm probably not gonna play Baldur's Gate. I'm sorry, man. Here's another reason why here's one big crucial reason why I'm going to skip Baldur's Gate 3. Because if you have never played a actual tabletop, if you have never sat down at the actual tabletop to do Dungeons and Dragons, then you miss out on the experience as a whole. And I think, to me, like, putting what they did in the game, I think even what Baldur's Gate does still limits it. Kirby is a disturbance to my society. Yeah, I could see that, man. Like, that was the first time I saw your back against the ropes, but it was a really good match. Because all I've been doing is just practicing with Bayonetta. That's why I haven't changed her character, because I wanted to learn like the more technical aspects and then put my own spin on it. That's the only reason why I'm not changing. But yeah, if you've never had to sit down for days to compile a character, to create a character in Dungeons and Dragons, then you don't know what you're missing out on. And even for everything that Baldur's Gate has to offer, I think it still has its limitations when it comes to that. Actual tabletop, like, there's no limit to what you can do. Bayo is like a tactics character though, too though. Yeah, and that's what I like about her. That's what I like most about her. And Kazuya, because Kazuya is like a power character, but you have to use them smart. I can easily say too that fighting with Kazuya against you gave me a wake-up call. I think that's fair, seeing as we both played tabletop, but I'm definitely super excited to see what Baldur's Gate has to offer. And that's good. I'm not going to knock you for getting the game. But I think for me personally, like, I think it's hard to hear people say shit like, oh, this is a once in a decade good game, when there's been like several fucking good games to come out in the last year. I think that's what gets me the most. And so, like, when I say, like, people have ultimately forgotten what it is that are some of these companies that still give a fuck about creating games, it's just like, man, like, that's just shitting on them. Just to say that. But if you're saying that's just for PC, I don't know. Then again, only I care for it right now is MK1 next month. You know, that game looks really good, and I'm still not hyped for it. I gotta say, like, I retired my Mortal Kombat thumbs for good. So does that mean your gaming season might be over this year? in terms of new releases? No, not at all. Not at all. We still have like, I think we have like 5 more heavy hitters to go through. Don't we have like 5 more heavy hitters to go through? Mortal Kombat thumbs. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't played since 10. Yeah, Armored Core is coming out this week. Tomorrow, actually. Armored Core drops tomorrow. Then we have, well, I mean, if you consider Starfield a heavy hitter, then you have Starfield coming out soon. You have Early Access coming out in a couple of weeks. Then you have Alan Wake. You have, yeah, and then Baldur's Gate still has to come out for console. You have Alan Wake. Then you have Liza P. Then you have what else do we have? There was something else. Doesn't Dragon's Dogma come out at the end of towards the end of the year too? I think Dragon's Dogma comes out in like October or something. Then MK1, yes. Like, there's just too much coming out. So there's just too much to even gauge whether or not, well, but like, can you imagine this year's, I know I've been talking a lot of shit about Keighley. But can you imagine if the list is actually a lot bigger for Game of the Year this year than it's ever been? And do they add on more? And do they add on more categories to win? Because they did that back in 2020. I think I kind of need games to calm down. That's still too much. You know what? I'm not gonna sit here and say I need games to calm down. You know why? Because this is the most we've seen in the last decade, man. And that's saying a lot. This is the most we've seen in the last decade. Just think about that. We're getting more games now than we got in 10 years. So don't relax. Keep them coming. Get that From Software scheduling going. I'm good with that. Totally. And I'd argue back in the day we had a lot of years for great gaming back in the days, especially in the GameCube, PS2 and Xbox era. I think that's where gaming really hit its peak. I think that's where it is. So many games came out for for 2 of those consoles, and so many of those games got slept on. It's nuts. I think by the time N64, PlayStation came out, and then what do we have? We had Saturn back then. I think there was another Atari out at the time, if I remember correctly. I could very well be wrong about that, but I think that was when we were starting to climb to the peak. But so many GameCube and PlayStation 2 games got slept on. And then that at the same time, that was when Xbox joined the race. And say what you want, but man, Halo was like, I don't know what to call it. It had to have been an epiphany for developers. Wow. I'm really surprised that Kirby is not sucked off Mewtwo yet. Maybe it doesn't maybe it's not in the benefit for Kirby to suck Mewtwo off. That was GG's, man. The year Halo 2 came out was probably top 5 gaming years of all time. Everyone was swinging for the fences, I felt. Oh yeah, because that was around the same time, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was also around the same time that Half-Life came out too, right? Didn't Half-Life come out around that time? Because you had Half-Life, you had... What else did we have?
3, 2, 1, go!
There's not really a point. Oh, okay, I got you. Damn, your Kirby game is crazy. But yeah, we had Half-Life back then. What else did we have? We had a lot back then. But see, there wasn't a year where... See, to me, it didn't seem like there was a year where there wasn't great games coming out. I remember being in school and we knew what was coming out like within the next few days, and there was always something coming out. That's what it seems like. Mewtwo has reflection. Like, it just seemed like there was always a game out. So I never, like, me personally, I never felt like there was a really bad year in gaming at that point. Like, I'd say once the 360 and the Wii and PS3 came out is when we started hurting. But even then, like, there was still games. There was still a crap ton of games. So I don't know, man. And then we had Resident Evil 4 come out. Like, that was like one of the Epiphany games right there. I mean, then you had all like the Code Veronicas and everything, and then you had that's when we started seeing a lot of remakes. Sonic Heroes, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That was one of my favorites. That was ultimately one of my favorites. Kirby gets Mewtwo's Shadow Ball if he inhales him. Oh, okay. GG's. Definitely GG's. You have definitely been practicing. This is where I get my practice at, right here. This is where I get my practice. Hold on, don't start the match yet. All right, there you go. My favorite Sonic game was / still is Sonic Unleashed. That's fair. I could never get into it, but I could see why. I could see why people would love it. You don't suck, some random guy. You're good. You're doing good. But Heroes to me gets slept on a lot. Like once, like I'd say this, Unleashed, when Sonic Unleashed came out, it was definitely a breath of fresh air from that horrible 2006 Sonic that we got. That's for sure. Because that 2006 Sonic was trash. Oh, this should be really good. Yeah, there's definitely no pressure here. We're not in it to judge everybody on how they play. This isn't like the other Smash communities or whatever. I personally do not care about what the... Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a real good one. And I mean, if you're inspired to get better, this is how you do it. Play against people that's better than you, and then take something with it. I want to know something. Who's picking up that PlayStation Portal stuff? Who's picking that up? Ooh, he saw a point to suck off Nightmare. This should really be interesting. This is a nice match. I love this match. Oh God, no. You knew that was gonna come up, man. You had to have known that was gonna come. I don't give a fuck about that PlayStation Portal shit. Personally, because it never attracted me. Like, it looks nice, it looks sleek, but there's too many things holding it back. There's way too many things holding it back. So what did they announce? You can only play it on Wi-Fi. So you can't do local play with the PlayStation Portal. Which I don't know. I mean, that's no different to me from how cloud gaming is going to work. It's going to work based off of your service of your device and where you have what you have going on. Or am I wrong about that? I could very well be wrong about that, but that's what it seems like to me. And then that's how the Switch started off too. Just in the opposite direction, like. Ooh. I don't know why I always like this. I like this soundtrack here, this one. Here, I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom. All right, I'm back. Elite Smash has taught me some things, and I'm gonna have to get into some Elite Smash then, aren't I? All right, here we go. All right. I'm going to lose, and I'm okay with this. I never played Elite. Ooh! Nasty. Oh, it only lasts for so long? I thought it was a permanent deal. Holy crap. Damn it. Damn. Nasty. Nicely done. Nice sacrifice. I never got in Elite. Wait, why is Elite dumb? I'll try it. I guess. I guess I have to experience it. I like it because it's competitive.
3, 2, 1, go!
Ooh, Ike, huh?
Watch the flow of my movements as I demonstrate. While exhaling, bend forward and touch your toes with both hands.
Bend forward and touch your toes with both hands. I gotta get my streaming with soul stuff ready.
Watch the flow of my movements as I demonstrate. Feel the stretch in your side. Now return to your original position.
Watch the flow of my movements as I demonstrate. Distribute your weight equally between both legs.
Close one. Very close.
Now, return to your original position.
Oh no.
Watch the flow of my movements as I demonstrate. Distribute your weight equally between both legs.
Oh wow. Tried Ike 2 days ago. Ow. Holy crap.
Watch the flow of my movements as I demonstrate.
I still can't believe I don't have Hero. I thought I would have had Hero. But I guess I never unlocked him. I never downloaded him, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to look. I like it. Knows he can sacrifice. GG's to both of you. After Hala K in your match, I'm gonna run one more and then I'm gonna get off. Cause I gotta eat and I gotta get stuff ready for tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, GG's to both of you. Ooh, he pulled out the Banjo-Kazooie. All right, Kirby, you got home field advantage here. Oh, wow. Goodness gracious. Mm. Damn. Hmm. The combo, though. Oh no, don't do this. Oh, seriously? What the hell? What happened? Wait, what happened? That's weird. There was a connection error, but then somehow Hollow Boy's not in here. That, what the fuck? Right? What the fuck happened? I know that was a good ass match. What the fuck? Here, see if you can get in. I will. Hold on. Let me step out of the. Gosh damn it. See if you can get back in. And then I will see if I can step out of the match. Nintendo servers be acting up again. Do you remember what the code is, or the room code is? It's done that all day online, actually. C15GC123 is the password. I'm gonna get this match started, and this will be quick. I've been playing online all day. And then we'll see if you can actually join in. And then I'll let y'all get y'all match off, and then I gotta get off.
3, 2,
you got in? Okay. Damn. Oop, wrong way. Damn, you knew I was gonna come up too. Wow, you can actually counter that? That's crazy. That's dope though. Damn nice. I don't know why it wouldn't let me fucking jump. All right, who's next? It was Holly K. GG's. Actually, Pikachu might be pretty good in this one. Kirby's ability to float, though, that's crazy. That was a nice pursuit. Oh no. Damn. Oh no, just under the edge. That sucks, man. Ooh, nice recovery. Oh my goodness, that pursuit though. GG's to both. All right, final match: Holokay versus Sigma Jr. All right, let's hope the match doesn't end this time. Ooh, trying to play the edge. Oof. Holokay is not happy about how the last time ended. Oops. Damn. All right now. I think Holly K might have adapted. Seriously, I hate when trucks roll by and then that sound kicks in. Oh my goodness, Holla. Holla is definitely not feeling how the last time ended. It is the first time that Sigma Jr. is on the ropes. Nice way to get yourself back on the map. Ooh, nice recovery. Goodness gracious. Oh. Here we go. Will they take it down to the last minute though? Ooh, and the juggle combos. Goodness gracious. All right. Sigma Jr. down to the last life. But Holly K is not having it. Holly K said, this room's gonna kick me out. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna kick ass. If he gets the juggle off, that could be it. Oh, no. That is game. GG's to both of you. It's a wonderful match as usual. Beautiful match. Oh. I hate that it takes this long. GG's for real. All right, arena shut down. I gotta get off. Always nice playing with you all. That sounds so bad yet again. I'm sorry. It's always nice to play Smash with you all. I will be back tomorrow, and I'll probably be in practice again. Probably later in the day though. We'll see what happens. Still keeping up on Gamescom as usual, so we'll see what happens tomorrow on that as well. And thank y'all for joining. It was nice. Some random guy, GG's. That anime villain, GG's. Hollow Boy, GG's as usual. Black Raven, GG's. Ghost Roxas, GG's. Sigma, GG's. I will see y'all later. Peace.